morning. It's November 5th. It's Saturday, 2016. There's some ducks on the water. It looks like they're loons. I don't know, they're black and white. I can't see them close enough. Might be here. There's still some there. We're understanding the tachyon energies, and I bet you they'll find crystals somewhere underneath the ley line areas. That's probably what's happening with those areas of intense spiritual nature that give off probably negative ions energy. And today, Zoe and I, hi guys, into just looking at the beauty of the landscape here. The escarpment seems to move closer. Some days it's a little bit closer. Some days it's hugely close. Other days it looks very far away. That's the magnetism aspect of some areas. Last night the stars were very, very bright. The Big Dipper is over here. The not the handle, but the bowl of the Big Dipper was right here. It was really amazing to see that. I haven't seen it in the north for some time. We're opening up in this northern area, northwest area, to an incredible, almost like a black hole energy, and the wormhole energy coming from the sun mating with it, creating quarkions. Quarkions that I've captured on film on this Sony Xperia webcam or smartphone, which is going to be upgraded soon, hopefully, because it's relatively old, but it's the only one I could afford. It was $100, and I love the phone, but I like the phone. I don't love objects. I love people, and like your smartphone, love your wife, to quote John Candy. But the idea that everything in our lives needs to be understood as far as photon energy is concerned. There's esoteric photon energy. Last night I had a bit of a paradigm experience, what do you call that, epiphany, an epiphany. I have a hard time saying that word, epiphany, there we go. And it's all about alignment. We have these epiphanies when we align with the energies that we need. We're all individual energies, and we're like exceedingly complex circuitry boards, motherboards, whatever. We have so much complexity within simplicity. It's amazing. The mother cell soul that we own is probably aligning with the mother cell soul called the Great Singularity that is going to return us home. Some say Sirius might brighten, and that energy from Sirius will get us back to our light-being selves we know so well, and that's truly home for us. Being born is a shock for a baby, to be born into a world that is life but death, at the same time, the duality. So that's a reality, and what we have to understand is that we are infinite beings having a human experience. Infinite spirit being mystical, meaning not easily defined. Mysticism is not definable. It just is. It's a magic that happens that we can't define. I mean supernatural magic from the loving creator. I believe the Great Singularity is the loving creator. And the loving creator I have met, and not only in Sky Eyes, that's the energy looking, the watcher energy. Great Gitchigami, the storm centers, all these Sky Eyes are collecting ions, which are in turn turned into, from the earth energies, we're not sure how the process works yet, into quarkion energy that is then released, and we go into different time. We're probably changed photonically. Do we know if we're changed photonically? We don't even have the technology to understand if we're changed photonically. Maybe back in 66 when Star Trek came out and they had to beam me up Scotty, we had that technology in concept. That was an amazing technology in concept, and a lot of things that just come out of nowhere supposedly. Wow, like the smartphone with all its amazing things. You say, am I holding alien technology in my hands? Because humans will never do this. Unless the war machine created so much fear that it produced something good, because you have the duality and you can't have so much of one thing. It always changes into something else. You have the cycle, the sphere being the perfect form, being the primary form, the protoform. And then it goes from there into something called duality split. Now that missing time that they have at the beginning of the Big Bang Theory, I think it's 3 or 7 seconds. I can't remember. A very small amount of time, considering the universal time-space equations. Well, yeah, it just drops off, doesn't it? I was just thinking of something else at the same time. I was thinking about that. Sorry. But the missing time is obviously something that maybe the advanced beings from Sirius or Pleiadians, wherever, the ones that created the crystal DNA form in us to replicate for purpose, to bring us forward to a time and space where we reach the apex of experience and become something more than what we are now, perhaps. Or you have to get over the illusion of separateness. You have to think of the reality of unity, oneness, consciousness, cosmic consciousness being. It's a mind-opening experience. And it's sometimes when it happens to you, at first, initially, it is kind of frightening because you are experiencing a feeling of being open, like you're perhaps floating in space. You might feel that it's an intense feeling. Sometimes it's too much. Like, for example, last night I go outside and I see the moon so close, I didn't realize it was there. For some reason it shocked me, and I don't know why. Unless I have missing time from 75, time of the Travis Walton incident, because from the southwest, I don't know how old I was a teenager, and something happened. I had missing time because of the UFO that I saw. Yeah, the UFO that I saw was an amazing thing. And tried to explain it back then. I told my boyfriend at the time, and he says, "Oh, you should have gone with them." But the incredible fear that you have when you feel that open feeling, it's like your brain is like literally becoming part of the universe. And then what happens next is you, well, you get is that triangular? That's an interesting symbol, sign, wonder. Telling me something right at the curve point too, right? Yeah. So, the missing time. Yeah, missing time, gapping things. That there's not. So, like, astronauts could go out in space if we have the regular technology of Saturn V rocket or whatever they have now. Something X, Active X. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember now. The new technology that blows up on the pad all the time. Well, the reason we're having a hard time between the material and immaterial world. We're born into materialism, but we're basically not material. So that happens. And missing time. I keep going back to missing time. It's very significant, and I wanted to get on to understanding it.